This is meteorologist Matthew East, and you've clicked onto the Carolina weather video for this final day of February 2011. The big weather story today is the big storm system pulling on into the region, and that's giving us another day of near record warmth and breezy conditions ahead of it, and then the round of showers and storms on the way as well. Severe weather potential is very much there across the region today. So let's get right into it. There's a look at the watch, warning, and advisory situation. Across the country, you have more winter weather products way up in the northeast. All the blue shaded counties from Alabama, Georgia, up into the Carolinas, and down into Florida as well. Those are various wind products, lake wind advisories and whatnot for the breezy conditions ahead of the storm system today. And as I'm cutting this video here, during the 5 a.m. hour Eastern time, there's some active severe weather, a tornado warning and several severe thunderstorm warnings up into parts of Kentucky. A few tornado watches in effect as well. There's the radar from 5:13 Eastern time this morning, and you have one area of energy and low pressure up this way, and then another area taking shape back in this part of the country, and that's going to be the main culprit here as that develops to the northeast. It's going to encounter a lot of warm and unstable, or at least somewhat unstable air, and there's going to be some pretty nasty thunderstorms develop on in. That's the upper air chart today, pretty potent 500 millibar disturbance. Kind of triggering all of this activity. And I wanted to show you a look way out Sunday night. This is actually 1 a.m. Monday morning. That's the European model bringing in a pretty big-time storm system through. I'll touch on that at the tail end of the video. But let's focus on today. Here is what the RPM model is showing. This is valid at 4 o'clock Eastern time. So at that point in time, it's showing big storms in parts of the Tennessee mountains, down into North Georgia and central Alabama. We go a little bit out into the future, and it's got a pretty nasty line of storms stretching from Alabama into central Georgia to near Greenville, Spartanburg, just west of Charlotte to near Greensboro, and it has that taking place at 7 or 7:30 this evening. And from there, the activity develops and weakens toward the coast. A few products to show you regarding severe weather. And this is, by the way, courtesy of Earl Barker's excellent website. All right, here you go. And there's a lot on this chart here, but a couple of things to point out. The yellow shading here, that is the lifted index dipping into the negative territory from Alabama, Georgia, up into the western Carolinas, and even parts of Virginia ahead of that system. Now this is the CAPE, the 0 to 3 kilometer CAPE, and the CAPE is convective available potential energy. It's just a measure of how unstable the lower levels of the atmosphere is currently sitting. And this is a chart valid for 7 o'clock this evening. And while it's not a ton of instability, there's certainly some instability there. That's really the big question mark today. The dynamics are through the roof. Tons of helicity, tons of turning of the winds with height, a lot of shear in place. The only question mark is instability, and how unstable will the air mass be ahead of this advancing system. I don't think we're going to be able to get dew points any higher than the 50s across much of the region, but that's probably enough to trigger some severe weather. There's the day one convective outlook. Now there'll be a new one out at 8 a.m., so this is the overnight day one outlook. But most of the region in a slight risk, and there's a moderate risk from North Alabama, North Georgia, up into much of Tennessee and southern Kentucky, western tip of North Carolina as well. The probabilities here, there's the tornado probability, 15% hatched area there in the moderate risk area. The hail probability, hail's not a huge problem, but there could be some involved. And then the wind, the other big issue, pretty high wind probabilities. So the bottom line here from all this is that I think we're going to be looking at probably a good number of severe weather reports stretching from early this morning in the Ozarks, but then it really gets cranking as you get into the Tennessee Valley and parts of the Deep South and into the Carolinas and Mid-Atlantic region late this afternoon and this evening. The timing for, say, the I-85 corridor, late afternoon and evening for the showers and storms to move through the Carolinas. And then, of course, it's an overnight deal when you get over toward the coast. So you need to review your severe weather safety plan. It's been a while since we've had a severe weather event, and not that this is definitely going to be a huge severe weather event, but there is the potential for this to be a pretty good severe weather event over much of the region. So check that severe weather safety plan. Make sure you have a good way of hearing watches and warnings should they be required. Also, Make sure you not only can hear the warnings, but you know what to do. So that's part of that reviewing severe weather safety plan as we go through the day today. And of course, on News 14 Carolina, we're going to have you completely up to date with live weather coverage, however long it's necessary as this storm system rolls on through. All right, let's go beyond this system. It's a much cooler day on the way tomorrow. By the way, I didn't mention this, or actually I can't remember if I did or not, but if I didn't, near record warmth again today. After a lot of record highs tumbled yesterday, another day of near record warmth. But much cooler tomorrow, a lot of 50s in the Piedmont for highs with sunshine. Some 60s Wednesday with sunshine. And here we go out to Thursday, high pressure nosing in from the north. So we'll actually cool down a bit again toward the end of the week. Thursday and Friday, probably 50s for highs. And then some model disagreement over the weekend. There's the GFS on Saturday. I think the GFS is kind of in la-la land over the weekend. So let me show you the European. This is 7 a.m. Sunday, low pressure over eastern Tennessee. We go out to 1 p.m. Sunday. It's a pretty heavy rain event over the interior Carolinas. We could use that. That system then continues to develop north. Still raining by the afternoon on Sunday here, and you have to watch kind of the comma head portion of this. I didn't draw that well at all. Let me try that again. The comma head portion of this on the back side of the low pressure. Let's go a little bit later on. That develops up kind of the spine of the Appalachians as you get on up into the northeastern United States and parts of the eastern Great Lakes region. So the end of the week system could involve some snow on the back side of this. I don't think it makes it into the Piedmont of the Carolinas or Virginias, but somewhere on the northwest side of that could get a little snow this weekend. For the Carolinas, we're hoping for a good rain event. We could definitely use that. All right, that is it for today's edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.